Hi, everyone. It's Anita again, and today I have a wonderful book to read to you. It is called Counting Kindness, 10 Ways to Welcome Refugee Children. Isn't that a beautiful book? But before we begin, we have a little bit of work to do, some thinking. We need to ask ourselves, what is a refugee? You can't read a book about it if you don't know what it is. Also, we need to maybe look at a map and think about what it means to be a refugee. So I'm going to tell you, and then I'm going to share with you, I'm going to share my screen, and I'm going to look at a whiteboard. Can you see this whiteboard? I'm going to write something on it. What is a refugee? Do you see that word? Right there, refugee. A refugee is somebody who has been forced to leave their home in a country. So they are forced to leave their home. Why? There are lots of reasons why. Maybe there's a war there. Maybe there are other bad things that are happening that are hurting people. Okay? Maybe there's something called violence, which is when those bad things happen that hurt people. Okay? So there are many reasons that somebody might leave their home. And when you are a refugee, you can't go back for a long, long time, and maybe never. You can't go back home, at least not yet. So that's one thing to know. And also, refugees are protected under laws. So laws protect refugees. So a refugee is somebody who leaves their home, I got to get out of here, to someplace that's safe. So that's good to know. But now I have another question for you. What is an asylum seeker? Or we might also call that person an asylee. What is an asylum seeker? That is also someone who must leave their home, must leave home due to dangers, something that isn't safe or that could hurt them very much. They are also seeking protection, but they are not yet refugees, not yet officially refugees. They come into the country, and sometimes they need to cross a border. That's an edge of a country. I'm going to show you that. Sometimes they have to cross a border and then say they seek asylum. That means safety. They are legally allowed to do that. They can cross and ask for help. But whether or not they become a refugee, we don't know. So they may or may not then become officially a refugee. So the courts have to decide. They have to go to the courts. They have to have a judge. They have to sit down and talk about whether or not that's going to work for them. All right? One last word to know. What is an immigrant? An immigrant is also somebody that comes from another country into a different country. And an immigrant is somebody who makes a decision to leave their country for another because of maybe due to jobs, or maybe family members that are there. Maybe there are other reasons to move to a foreign country. So they're making a choice. They do the process, that means the steps they need to do, they do the steps needed ahead of time. So they're not trying to escape frantically. They're not, gotta go. They're kind of like, do. I'll make that decision to go. That's what an immigrant is. Okay, now I have some sourcing that I'm going to put in my notes for this video that will help you understand that. So I'm going to clear that all out. And let's just remember that we learned 3 words. Let me see if we can find a pretty color here. We learned refugee. We learned asylum seeker. And we learned immigrant. There are other words too that we're not going to get into today, but that are also important, like a migrant worker is somebody who comes and does work on farms, for example, and then they return home. They've earned some money to go back home. But these are the ones we want to mostly focus on, are these 3 right here. So we're just going to put a little heart by them. Refugee, say that word. Refugee. Asylum seeker, can you say that one? And immigrant. Refugee needs to leave their country, so does an asylum seeker. They're looking for safety. An immigrant is usually looking for something more like a job or an opportunity that might be there, or schooling maybe that's come up. An asylum seeker does not yet have the legal, is not yet a refugee. They have to go through the court system to make that legal to be a refugee, but they are allowed to be here seeking asylum. Okay, great work. Everybody good on that? The next thing I want to show you then, whoopsie, I put a little heart there. Well, that's cute. The next thing I want to show you is something else, which is a map. Now you can see this map. And this map is the world map. Lots of different countries in the world. Our country is right here with the United States. Right here, you see my little red dot? This is the United States. This is Canada. This is Mexico. This is lots of different countries here. And if I click on one of these countries, these are all different countries. If I click on the United States, it comes up in a big thing. And here we are up in Maine. This is where I am. Okay. Now take a look at this. This, whoopsie daisy. That's called a border. Can you say border? A border, think of like an outline. See this? If I trace this outline, that's called a border. What is it called? Right, a border. So you see I can go all the way around and trace the border. So I can go back, whoopsie daisy. I can keep clicking in there too, I guess, can't I? Now hold on here, just a moment. So, what I'm going to do, okay, sorry about that. We're just going to get ourselves back here for a second. Well, that got a little discombobulated. Okay. All right, are you with me? So what we're going to do is we're going to take a look again. Okay, do you see these countries? Do you see this border? Do you see this border of this? Algeria is here. Here's Democratic Republic of Congo. Here's Ethiopia, and look way down. Let's see if we can blow this up bigger. Here's Syria. So some people in Syria get in boats and they travel maybe to Greece or maybe to Italy over here. So you see, and these are places where people might be leaving to find some safety. Okay. Now we can do our book, because now we understand a lot more about the situation. Okay, are you ready? The book is Counting Kindness, 10 Ways to Welcome Refugee Children. It's written by Hollis, Kurman, and illustrated by Barroux. Look at this front page. It's all bright and colorful. See all those circles? You could do that on a piece of paper. You could get some paints and go swoosh, swoosh, swoosh. When a place gets so scary that we have to leave home, every kindness counts. They need to leave. There's something that's going on here that's very scary. You all act scared. Oh, I'm scared. Yeah. But they're going to find some safety. We're going to be kind. That means being good-hearted. So how can we help people? Well, let's look at this. One boat helping us on our way. Look at that boat. Sometimes refugees take boats and asylum seekers to get to where they need to be. They pile into boats. Sometimes they're little rafts that are very scary to be on. And maybe they get very wavy and get into troubles. And sometimes they're on bigger boats. And sometimes they take airplanes. And sometimes they walk and walk and walk and walk. So there's a boat that's going to help them. The next one, 2 hands lifting us to safety. Safety means phew, feeling really safe. Can you show me what you think when you think safety? Show me what it means to be safe. Ah, phew, I'm so safe. And that's what they are now. Look at this. So they're in something that doesn't feel very safe, but look, they're getting help from a bigger boat. And there's the hands that are helping them. 1, 2. 3 meals, filling them up. Because guess what? Sometimes when you're traveling from a place where you're in a lot of danger, it's maybe hard to find food and you may be hungry. Can you show me what hungry looks like? Oh, I'm hungry. Growl, growl, growl in my stomach. So here are 3 meals. That's like breakfast, lunch, dinner, maybe some snacks. So now they're on the safety of the boat, so they're safe and they're fed. 4 beds keeping us safe and warm. Let's see about these beds. Let's look. 1, 2, 3, 4. They're all together in an open space. Sometimes there are lots of people. Sometimes there might be other families here and more families lined up where there are some beds available. And look at something really interesting. Look at the mother's skirt. That's just like on the front of this book. Do you notice the little bird that's going along with them? That little bird is their friend, I think. 5 wishes giving us hope. So they've made it to a place to be right now. And there they are in some kind of a home or a situation or a building. And they're making wishes on stars. They're looking at the stars and making a wish. Let's count these stars, shall we? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we make wishes, giving us hope and strength. Well, what do we wish for? We might say, oh, I wish for food tomorrow. Or maybe I wish for feeling safe. So they're making wishes. I want you right now in your head to think of a wish you would make. I wish. I made my wish. Did you make yours? Okay. 6 books sharing new stories and words. Oh, we love books. And look, here we are with the books. There's that bird again, too. And here we are. We're going to share some books together. And we have how many books? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And look, 6. There's 6 books right there. 7 days celebrating our first week in a new land. Let's count the 7 days we have. Well, let's say what they are. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Let's see how many that is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 days in 1 week, and they've been here already for a week. Look, it looks like they're in school. Or maybe they're working with other kids that are also refugees to feel good. 8 gifts. That's presents, gifts, things you get to unwrap. Surprising us with things we like and need. 8 gifts. Let's look. Do you see what some of the gifts are? They're in boxes all wrapped up. There's a teddy bear and a ball, maybe some school supplies. I don't know. There's all sorts of things that could be in there. So that is, I've got to try to find the 8. Let's see. Oh, here's a paint kit right here, over here. Let's see what we have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's 8 boxes with gifts. What do you think would be a good gift for a refugee? If there was a child that came to see you in your school or your neighborhood, or you went to visit them, what would be a good gift for them? Would you give them a toy to play with? Would you give them a doll? Would you give them some mittens for cold weather? Would you give them a coat or socks? Would you give them candy or food that's good to eat? What would you give to a child who's a refugee child? Or lots of possibilities. 9 hearts welcoming us to our new school. Oh, this is where they're now they're going to school. That's their teacher. Here they are. I think they're probably a little bit scared. Can we do scared again? But maybe also excited. Yay, show me excited. Good job. Let's see. It says there's hearts welcoming. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So that they feel good about being there and they feel loved. 10 friends making us happy. Yay! There they are in school. And what are they doing? They're playing soccer, but they could do all sorts of things together. They could swing or play on the playground. You can be one of these friends. Which one of these friends do you think you are? Do you see one that maybe makes you think it could be you? Do you wear glasses? That could be you. Do ponytails? You have short hair or long hair or red hair? What color skin do you have? Do you see any of these that look like you? Let's look close. You tell me if you see one that looks like you. Okay, that's fun. And we can count these kids and they all have numbers on them. All right, are you ready? 1, 2, 3 is over here. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And these 2 are the new ones. These are the new children that have come in, the brothers, I think they are. And then this page is fun. This one says, how many more ways are there to help? How many more ways are there to help? And these have your numbers down at the bottom, all the way to 10. And there's the children. Look at those children. And then there's a little bit of extra information. It says millions of children, that's a great big number, have been forced to leave their homes due to war. People are fighting, or floods, that's when water comes in and takes over, or other scary events. Many child refugees have been separated from parents and siblings. Sometimes they have family members that go in a different place, or they get separated from. So we need to take good care of people. And over half of the world's refugees are children. So there are a lot of children that might be just your age, and they need safe places to live and people who love and take care of them and good friends in school. And so that is the end of that beautiful book. And I will put a couple of links in the little section below. And thank you for joining me today. I hope we all learned a little bit.